And speaking of fun, we've got a jam-packed episode lined up for you today. From community events and activities to heartwarming stories and maybe even a few surprises along the way.
And of course, we'll be keeping you up to date with all the important news and announcements from right here at Freedom Village.
So, grab your cup of joe, settle in, and get ready to start your week the Freedom Village way.
Stick around, folks. The Monday morning show starts right now. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you and to you.
And to you.
Welcome to another bright and beautiful Monday here at Freedom Village.
We are so excited to kick off the week with all of you. Ashley, how was your weekend?
I had just a perfectly lovely weekend.
That sounds great.
Yes.
What'd you do?
I finished a book I've been reading. I had wine night with some friends. It was glorious.
Glorious. Was it glamorous?
A little glamorous.
Okay. That'll come in handy later.
How was your weekend?
My weekend was really good. I spent some time working on my pottery. I also went out for a motorcycle ride.
Ooh, because you're a motorcycle rider.
I am a motorcycle rider, street legal and everything.
Well, that sounds really fantastic. Pottery's a relaxing hobby for you, I know.
It is, yes.
What were you making this weekend?
Well, I'm actually working on some Christmas ornaments to give to friends and family, so I had a lot of fun getting my hands in the clay.
I cannot wait to see what you've got. Today is Indigenous Peoples Day.
Ah.
Yes. Indigenous Peoples Day is a day to honor and celebrate the rich histories, cultures, and contributions of Indigenous communities across the Americas.
It's also a chance to acknowledge the challenges they faced and continue to face. It's also a reminder to recognize the resilience of Indigenous peoples and to advocate for their rights and representation. We encourage everyone to engage with local events, do some reading about Indigenous history, maybe see where you're from, that's Indigenous land, or even explore some Native American art and culture today.
Those are some great suggestions, Noah. But now I think we should move on to what we have going on this week.
What have we planned for this week?
Well, we have quite a week planned for you.
It's kind of a packed week, I would think.
I would say it's a packed schedule. Starting on Wednesday, we are very excited for our murder mystery lunch.
Our first ever.
First ever.
Well, that's not a true.
First ever at Freedom Village.
First ever murder mystery lunch at Freedom Village?
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. When is it happening?
It is happening Wednesday at noon in the auditorium.
Oh my gosh. I just love a good mystery. So you get to eat your lunch and also spend time being a detective?
Yeah, solve a murder.
That sounds pretty cool.
It does. Exactly.
I'm excited.
That'll be a lot of fun. And then on Thursday, October 17th, in the evening, we've got the favorite bingo night.
Bingo.
Led by
yours truly. And on Friday, October 18th, we're heading out on a bus trip to Country Life Natural Food Store in Pullman. The bus leaves at 9:15. That should be pretty cool.
It should. This place is all about fresh and natural foods. We'll get a behind-the-scenes tour of how they make their delicious granolas and trail mix. And the best part, we're going to get a 15% discount on all of our purchases.
So it sounds like we should be doing a little bit of shopping on Friday morning?
I would plan on it.
Oh, darn.
Well, we have got a special treat for you today. We are doing our very own version of the TV show Chopped.
That is right. I got to go shopping for some surprise ingredients from our very own bistro market, and Ashley will have 30 minutes to whip up a cohesive dish using all of the ingredients.
No pressure, right?
No, not at all. Maybe a little. All right, let's check out the Chop Challenge and see how Ashley did.
Okay, so here I am with my box of goodies that Noah has picked up for me. And after I open these, I'm going to give myself 30 minutes to try and make something delicious out of it. It is Sunday afternoon. The Lions game starts in about an hour. So my goal is going to be to make a delicious football snack to have with the game. So Here we go. Let's see what Noah has picked out for me to create with. Oh, okay. We have a bag of garden salsa sun chips, a bag of prunes, and we have got some rusk, I believe. So, here we go. Let's do it. Alexa, set a 30-minute timer.
30 minutes, starting now.
Here we go. As I'm getting these items opened up, I have absolutely no idea where I'm gonna go with this. I'm seeing the rusk has strawberries on the wrapper, so I'm thinking maybe a dessert because the prunes I know are super sweet, but then we've got these sun chips and they're garden salsa, so they're gonna be salty and crunchy, but also kind of spicy, and I can't figure out how that's gonna go with a dessert. So I start looking through the refrigerator and seeing what I can find, and then I get sparked by a little inspiration with an item in the freezer, this chorizo. Now, it was frozen solid and there was no way I could thaw it and cook it in 30 minutes, but it got me thinking that a sweet and spicy situation may be the way to go. So I grabbed out some pepperoni, and then I needed something creamy to go with the pepperoni, so I found a container of cream cheese. You know, I sampled the little rusk crackers to see what they were, and they're super dry. I'm not a big rusk eater, so I wasn't the most familiar with what these were going to do for me. I started thinking that they might be the good base to like a crostini or some sort of like little handheld appetizer type deal. Alright, I'm fighting the clock here, so no time to waste. First thing I'm going to do is chop up my pepperoni, and I'm going to make the topping for my crostini. I'm thinking pepperoni, and then I'm going to mix it in with the bit of cream cheese that we have, and that will give it that nice creamy texture to counterbalance that dry rusk. Pepperoni itself is already going to lend into our spicy a bit, but I like it a little more spicy, and so does my family, so we added in some crushed red pepper, some garlic powder, and some onion powder just to give it a little more flavor. Didn't think we needed any salt or pepper since cheese and pepperoni are already pretty salty themselves. Now we're on to the sweet of our dish, and my plan is to make some sort of sauce with the prunes. So I'm gonna get them chopped up here into little smaller pieces so that they break down a little bit easier, and then toss them into a skillet with a little bit of olive oil to start to get them warming and hopefully breaking down. I know that I'm gonna want to bake my crostinis to warm up that pepperoni and cream cheese mixture, so I'm turning on my air fryer to get that going. And now we're gonna heat up these prunes. First, I've just got some olive oil in them, getting our pan ready while the prunes continue to heat up. No time to waste here. I'm gonna put the rusks out on a pan, get them all set up, ready to go, ready to be topped. Then we're gonna pop back over to our prunes, and I've actually added some water to help break the prunes down and hopefully turn it into like a syrupy, jammy situation. That's the hope. Prunes are so sweet that I wanted to counter it a little, and I put a little bit more crushed red pepper in. We've got our rusks, and because again they're dry, I wanted to put a little olive oil on it. And now I'm going to put my pepperoni and cream cheese mixture on top. Actually, I think that I will add a little bit of sea salt Because not only were they dry, but the rusk was a little bland, so I don't want the base of my whole dish to be too blah. Okay, now it's time to top them. You can see my mixture is a little stiff and it broke my first one. So we're gonna get rid of that and get a new one, get it olive oiled, get it salted, and try and top it off again. Spread, spread, spread. Oh, we broke it again. Okay, third time's the charm. All right, and that is that. We are gonna pop these in the oven until they get a little bit brown and that cream cheese mixture gets all warmed through. The most tedious part of this process is making this prune jam, compote, whatever you want to call it, because it's really got to work to break down, and I'm getting a little worried I'm going to run out of time because I've still got some big chunks, and quite honestly, this doesn't look very appetizing. After tasting it, I realize it needs some acid, so I'm going to add some balsamic vinegar. My favorite balsamic is the 18-year from the little shop downtown, and that one still has a nice sweetness to it, so I think it complements these prunes. But as you can see, it's still got to keep working. It's still too liquidy, not thick and syrupy enough. Add a little bit of salt in there as well to kind of balance out that super sweetness. And we are checking back in with our crostinis, and they are nice and golden brown. The cheese is bubbling a little bit, so time to get them out before they burn. All right, now this is starting to look much better. I think the one thing it needs is a little more heat, so we're going to add a little bit more crushed red pepper just to kick it up a notch and balance out that sweetness. That's the hardest part here, is fighting with how sweet prunes are. But you can see it's nice and thick and syrupy and is going to make a really good topping for my crostini now. All right, time is getting close. I think we need a little green to make this look good, and I love the flavor of a green onion, so I'm going to chop up some green onions to add a little razzle-dazzle to the top of my dish. I also just remembered I have those sun chips I need to use. So we are going to put those in a little baggie and crunch them up and add them as a nice topping to our crostini, again on top of that sweet prune sauce. And it's going to add some crunch, it's going to add a little saltiness, it's going to add a little bit, lots of flavor from that garden salsa seasoning that's on the chips. Those are ready to go. And it is time to start plating up our food. All right, I've got my base of my crostinis onto a plate, and then we are going to top it with some of our prune sauce. We'll spoon some of that over each and every one. I want there to be enough that you're going to get a little bit in every bite, but not so much that it completely overpowers the whole dish. Which I think with the pepperoni, that's going to have enough flavor to fight back against the prunes. I never thought I'd be making a prune-themed football snack for the family, but here we are. Alright, now we are going to add those crunched up garden salsa sun chips. As you can see, it just sprinkles right over top. It's going to add such a good crunch to the top of it, some nice texture. After we get them all coated with a bit of the chips, then we are going to add a little bit of the green onion, and I think it really does make a difference with having that bright green, because it's kind of just a really dark color otherwise. And so it's beautiful. And we are getting so close on time, so I just want to get a few more onions on here and make sure we are good. And that is time, and here is our dish, my sweet and spicy pepperoni prune crostini. Now, let's see what my family thinks of it.
I'm really scared.
Okay, guys, so I made a little football snack for us this afternoon. I had garden salsa sun chips. I had a bag of dried prunes and some rusk. And I had to make a treat for you. And what we have here is sweet and spicy pepperoni and prune crostinis.
Woohoo!
Okay.
So give them a try. Make sure you cheers them. That's how we do it.
Cheers. That was really good.
Loki could be worse, yeah.
It's really good.
Good, could be worse. I'll take it.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Go Lions.
Go Lions.
Wow, that was quite a whirlwind, Ashley.
It was tough, but I think I came up with something pretty delicious.
I can't wait to taste it.
Well, that's if I don't finish it first.
Ah, shoot. Well, thank you all for tuning in this morning. We hope you have a fantastic week ahead. Until next week, that's Ashley.
That's Noah.
And this has been Monday Morning. We'll see you next week.
Bye.